Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Did you ever think of a scrapbook layout while you were laying in bed watching TV or just waking up and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, that would look so cool. So we're going to try something together today. I'm going to use all Altenew products, and what I was thinking about using was my stash of Altenew enamel dots, and there's my cat. And then I was going to use this beautiful embossing folder. I'll link all these products below. You can find everything at altenew.com. Let me put this colored piece of paper in there so you can see it. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so I'm going to use that. And then the stamp set I'm going to use today is Beautiful Peony. I just think that is so beautiful. So this is a 6x6 die. And this video might be a little bit long. I'll try to edit as much as possible, but I really want to try this. So I'm going to do the different steps and stages and then put it all together for you. So what I was thinking about doing is, because this is a 6x6 embossing folder, is I'm going to take a 12x12 white basil piece of cardstock and I'm going to cut it into 4 6x6. So I'm going to go down at 6. I'm going to turn this, cut this at 6, and then I'm going to go ahead and do it again with this piece, cut it at 6. So I have 4 pieces of 6x6. So then I'm going to take these, put it in here, and I'm going to run all 4 of them through this embossing folder. So I'll be right back. Guys, I went ahead and embossed all 4 of those pieces of paper that we cut apart, which gave me 4 squares. And I'm sorry about the bright light. Look at how beautiful this embosses. Is that not the most gorgeous thing? I love that so much. Look at that. Look at the other side too. You could use that if you wanted to. So what I did is I'm going to go ahead and stick all 4 of these pieces of paper down. And I'm going to just line them up. I'm just going to use my ATG, and I'm putting it on another piece of basil cardstock. I don't like this color, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that so I have the 12x12 size. I'm not going to worry about these edges being perfect at all, because if there's any of this mustard color showing through, I'm going to go ahead and trim it off. So let's go ahead and put this 4th one down. Now you could take these and put them in 4 different directions, and I think that would look really cute too. But what I did is I made sure that I put all 4 of these in the same way. So let's see, I think I'll put it this way. So just go ahead and line those up. I don't want any yellow showing in between these 2. I'm not really caring about the edges, because I might even trim this and put a pattern paper border around the outside. That would look really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead, smooth that down real good so it sticks. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take, if I can find it, I found it, my paper piercing tool, and I'm going to poke holes along all of these edges where they join each other. So, and then I'm going to hand stitch with white embossing thread. Is that what you call it? No, embossing floss. That's what you call it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back again, okay? Okay, I paused the video for just a quick second because I realized from that beep, sorry about that, that it was not on silent. So with this stamp set, it is a stamp set that you could use in just plain black and white, or you could color it with your markers or whatever you choose to do, watercolors, whatever you want. I do not enjoy coloring. I don't hate it, but it's just not my thing. I don't like it. It's just, some people love it, and that's wonderful. I love that. But I'm going to use a whole bunch of Altenew ink sprays, and I'm just going to color paper, and then I'm going to take these stamps and stamp on top of that and then die cut them, so that way I don't have to color them. So the first thing I'm going to do is some leaves. So I'm going to use Mountain Mist Altenew sprays. Get that out of the way. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to spray my paper. I'm going to dry it off a little bit. These dry pretty quick. And then I thought it would be kind of cute to put some yellow in there, just a little bit. And when you do things like this, each leaf is going to come out totally different. And I just think that's really cool. So I will use antique gold and just put that all over. And paper's going to curl up for a little while until it dries. And then once it dries, we can just go ahead and flatten that out. It's no big deal. These have a nice little shaker in it with a bead that you can tell that it's shaking well. So there we go ahead. There's the green paper I'm going to use to make my leaves. Let me grab a paper towel before I make a disaster mess over here. That's why I love this Tim Holtz glass mat. It's wonderful. You can just go ahead and clean up your sprays or whatever you use. I'm going to make a whole bunch of flowers in probably pinks and orange and yellows and put them all together. And if I have any left over, I'm going to utilize those and make a few cards too. So we'll see how that goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple in pink, a couple in orange, and then mix them up a little bit. So there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I just do it. Oops, sorry about that. I crashed right into my mat. And then we can just do whatever we want with our colors. And I'm gonna put again some gold and antique gold into here because I just think it looks everything so cute. All right, so there's that. We have some nice pink. Let me get the edges of that. And again, just spray away. It doesn't matter what you spray, how much you spray, where you spray. Just spray. It's all good. And then you can let these dry. I'll put this over here. I'll get this last one. And then come back with my towel again. It's okay to make a mess. Probably should have moved that, but that's okay. Just going to wipe right off. There's that. I'm going to make this one. I want it to be orange and put some yellow in there. I think that'll be pretty. So there's my cards. Let's put some orange. And then I'm going to go ahead and spray some yellow in Warm Sunshine on top of it. And let's see if... No, you're not going to be able to see the antique gold with that. Maybe you'll be able to see it at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and move this and clean this up. And then we're going to a light pink, a darker pink, and a green for our leaves. And I might go ahead and make a second green if I find I don't have enough leaves. But we have to let these dry for probably an hour. I'll check them in an hour and see. I want to see this one flattened out by itself already. And this one's almost there. It'll flatten out once it dries. It'll be fine. So what I'm going to do is I got this new one. It's iridescent. Isn't that great? I'm going to go ahead and shake that up. And I want to see what it looks like. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but we're going to try it. I think it just adds like glitter to it, which I think is so cool. I'm going to come back with my antique gold and just put some spray on there. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and let these dry. And again, the purpose of this is because I do not like to color. So once these dry, we are going to use Altenew black ink and we're going to stamp right on to our colored cardstock that we made, and then use our dies to run it through the Sizzix, and then we will have colored flowers without having to color. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let that dry, and we'll be back with you again. Okay, now we're back. It's the next day. I let everything dry overnight, and I'm going to show you everything. We're going to put this beautiful layout together, and then I do have some extras left over, so we're going to make a card as well. So here's all my extras of the flowers and the leaves that I made from the paper that we used the spray inks on. And we'll look at the background again. Isn't that gorgeous? I did end up putting this one on the wrong way, but that's okay because the picture's going to go here and you're never going to be able to tell. But isn't that pretty? I did go ahead and put some splatters on it. And it looks kind of gray in the video, but it's just really sparkly like glitter. I used Altenew iridescent ink sprays. It's so pretty. So there's this. And then I went ahead and I picked this picture of myself and my husband. And I made one cluster off camera because I was arguing with it and these nails. And I've used my tweezers and I wanted to make sure it came out right because I love this background so much. And I didn't want you to have to suffer through watching me do that. So there's the flower cluster I made with the flowers that you saw us put together. And I just went ahead and stamped that beautiful set using the Altenew crisp inks. This is permanent black. All right. And you have to let that black ink dry a little bit before you handle it as well, or you'll get a little smudge. And so here is the flowers up close from all that beautiful paper that we made together. Aren't they pretty? I love it so much. It's just a quick and easy way to make the colors that you want without having to actually sit down and color. If you love coloring, go ahead and do that. I'm going to put this cluster up here. Oh, there's a huge glare. Sorry about that. Let me move this. The sun's shining. Oh, that's better. The sun's shining nice and bright and pretty today. So there's that. Do you like it? I do. I think it's pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue down on this cluster and get this layout together, and then we'll make a card together really quick. I'm just going to put glue along the edges, and then I'm going to tuck it underneath and make sure it's where I want it. So if you use glue, it gives you just a second to move things around. Okay, that looks good to me. Make sure my picture is nice and straight. Perfect. All right. Okay, and all of this is Altenew. Altenew does have scrapbooking lines. There's a few that have come out, and they're very pretty. So I went ahead and used all Altenew products in this layout. And once I get this piece I just put glue on stuck down, I'll show you the papers that I backed my photo with. And again, you can get all of this at altenew.com. I'll link it below. I'm not affiliated with them, just by the way. I just love them so much. It's one of my favorite companies. So I backed my photo. I thought this great piece of paper here that had all these colors in it that I used with the ink sprays. And then I did go ahead and use a black and white striped paper from their collection just to kind of add a little black into it and still have some white with this beautiful white background. So I did that, and then they have cute little stickers, and this one says making memories. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this under here, kind of just have like a cascade going down. And this is a piece of chipboard from their scrapbooking collection. It says fun times. I am going to put glue behind all of this just because of the raised elevation of the embossing folder that we used for our background. And then they also had this cute heart in the chipboard sheet that I thought would look really cute with all the colors. And of course there's a piece of cat fur, got to get that off. I'm going to put it here in the middle of this flower. I just think that looks good. Now I had some glue come out, so I take my tweezers and I just grab that and get that off there. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? Look at that background. I love it. I don't know how I thought of that, but I'm actually pretty proud of myself. Okay, so there's all of that. And then I picked out some enamel dots. I thought these two, Green Meadows and Tea Party, I thought these would look really pretty. Let's go ahead and look at this beautiful background with the stitching and the pretty flowers that we made. And the gorgeous new enamel dots. Isn't that so pretty? I love how this came out so much. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this in a frame on my craft room wall or if I'm just going to put it in an album. We'll see. So there's that. I hope you like it, and please feel free to go ahead and try that yourself. So let's make a card with our leftovers. I cut a piece of white cardstock out, and then this Stay Beautiful is in the same flower package. It's the sentiment that comes with that stamp set. So I stamped it on white cardstock, and then I used my circle punch to punch it out, and the end of the circle didn't come out quite perfect, but that's okay because I'm going to tuck it in anyways. So I went and used the same embossing folder as a pretty background for our card. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that down real good with a lot of ATG because it is a card and you don't want your cards to fall apart when you gift them to someone, especially if you're mailing them. So I put extra ATG. Alright, so I think we're going to have our card open this way. So let me get this on here and center it properly. Hopefully I get this down straight. Because the Scotch ATG, once you put something down, it better be straight because you're not getting that baby back up. Alright, perfect. I got this down. So there's the back of our card using that beautiful embossing folder. And we'll grab some of our extra flowers and leaves and use our enamel dots and our sentiment and see what we can come up with here. Okay. So let's get some pretty pink ones. Got to make sure that we get an orange in there. This one's pretty. Some, when you stamp, they come out better than others. And that's okay too. So let's just see. This pink one's beautiful. It's got a little smudge on it. So we're going to tuck that underneath. I'm just going to use 3 of these. Try to do them in 3 separate directions. That'll look pretty. And then what if we took our sentiment and just kind of tucked it in there. Let's bring this down a little bit more. Put this off to the side. Yeah, that looks way better, don't you think? All right. I like it. Okay, so let's put our flowers away because I think 3 is enough on this card. So I do have extra flowers, so I could make at least 2 more cards. That would be pretty. And then we'll take some of our extra leaves that we made here and just tuck those in to see where we want them. That looks cute. Let's put one down here too. Tuck them in. Have this corner, the corner of this leaf going into the corner of the card to kind of extend the design. I'm going to hold this down with my finger so we don't move it around. Tuck that under there. So I think 3 leaves are good. Yeah, definitely pretty. So they'll have these extra leaves to make another card. That's going to be gorgeous. And I'm wondering, no, it looks pretty just the way it is. I was going to do something else, but I think we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and take my fine liner. I'm going to turn this, oops, so it's easier for me. So what I'll do is I'll just hold this down, and then I'm going to start putting some glue underneath things. And this moved on me, so I'm going to pull it back up a little bit. I want to make sure you can still read that whole sentiment. That's pretty. Alright, so let's get this one down. I can go ahead and do some more gluing after this dries to make sure. I might even put some foam squares again under these leaves just to give it some dimension. That'll look cute to put foam squares under here. Let me get under here with my glue. Glue on those leaves. I just get my excess glue with my finger. All right, so let's turn this. So we'll glue under here on this pink one. Okay, now this moved on me a little bit. I want to pull this out just a little bit more. Perfect. I'm going to push this up. Good. I think I will put foam squares underneath that these are sticking up. It's so cute. So I'm going to put my top of my glue so that doesn't dry out. And then let's think about some enamel dots for this one also. So again, let's use the same 3 colors because that came out so good from the layout. So I'm thinking we probably only need 1 little cluster of enamel dots. So our options are here or here. I'm thinking here because this is a little bit more flat and this is really embossed right here. So I think our main color on this is pink, so let's use a big pink one. Oh, that went flying. At least I can pick it up off my craft floor. All right, let's try that again. All right, we'll put a pink one and then a medium peachy one right there. I don't like, let me push that over just a little bit and get that where I want it. All right, there's that. And we're going to do a small green. Pretty. Push these down with my tweezers to make sure they adhere really good with that nice adhesive that comes with them. I think that's good. I don't think I want any more enamel dots on here. Okay, so there's our card. So it could be, you can put a sentiment on the inside if you wanted to, or you can also take, like, say you have another flower, you can put a flower on the inside, like this. Let's try that. I've never done that before, so let's try it. Let's put a little flower here on the inside like that, and use a little leaf, maybe over here. Oh, that looks funny. I don't know if I like this. I don't think it looks too bad. Let's try something else. Okay, now that's cute. All right, so I'm going to go for that. Get that leaf where I want it. Get my glue back out. And this way it can be a note card, or you can stamp a second sentiment on the inside. Get that where I want it. Dab up my extra glue there. Give that just a second to dry while I put the top on my glue. Get my scissors. I think that's on there nice and secure, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut that off. Let's see what that looks like. Maybe we'll save this piece because we could use that on another flower. Oh, that does look cute. Oh, when you open up on the inside, and you could write a little note here, or if you had a birthday come on up, you could grab a happy birthday stamp and stamp that on the inside. That's cute. All right, you guys, there's my card and my beautiful layout. I'll take some pictures and put them at the end so you can have some close-ups. Pretty, right? What beautiful colors Altenew has. And their stamps are so gorgeous. And their embossing folders are wonderful. They're the best ones I've ever used, really. Alright, so there's that. I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Feel free to scrap lift and let me know how yours came out. You can follow me on Instagram and tag me. Alright, thank you so much.